Welcome to 13 Degrees of Screams,
where we scream so you don't scream.
We're your host, Alex.
And Stephanie.
And this week we sing and fight zombies for Christmas in Anna and the Apocalypse.
Before we get started, make sure you subscribe and click the bell to be notified when we post new episodes.
Anna and the Apocalypse is a 2017 British Christmas zombie musical film directed by John McPhail. A zombie apocalypse threatens the sleepy town of Little Haven at Christmas, forcing Anna and her friends to fight, slash, and sing their way to survival, facing the undead in a desperate race to reach their loved ones. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 77% with a critical consensus that states, Anna and the Apocalypse finds fresh brains and a lot of heart in the crowded zombie genre, not to mention a fun genre mashup populated by rooted characters. It also has a 63% audience score. So, Stephanie.
Alex.
Had you seen Anna and the Apocalypse before we watched it for the podcast?
No, I kind of stumbled on it. I was trying to find something that not every other horror movie related podcast was watching for the end of the year. And because we have something coming up next week that I feel like a lot more people will cover.
Us? We do?
Yeah.
No way.
Always.
So
I tried to find something more niche, and then this sounded fun, and I feel like I led you astray, and I'm sorry.
You led me astray?
Yeah.
Me? You did this to me?
I did. I'm sorry.
So, okay. So based on what you had just said, I'm going to gather that you didn't like it that much.
Not as much as I wanted to. No, and to be honest, what sold me was it was billed as Shaun of the Dead meets High School Musical, and I was like, okay, I can get behind that. And then I was like, oh, but not exactly.
Not exactly? You don't think so? Well, to be honest, I've never seen High School Musical, so I couldn't speak to that. So you're going to have to tell me why.
Okay. I think some of the songs were arguably better than High School Musical, at least the beginning songs. But after it gets about midway through, then I don't remember any of them.
Yeah, the first song was a bop, I will say.
Yes.
I couldn't tell you what they said, but I remember I was like, ooh, yeah, let's go.
Yes. Yeah, there's one or two that I would re-listen to just out of context, not watching the movie, and I would be fine with. But then everything else, I'm just is a song, but don't remember anything about said song.
I feel like midway through the movie, they were like, oh, shit, we made this a musical. We have to keep going. You know what I'm saying?
They forgot.
Not that they forgot necessarily, but I felt like there were more songs in the beginning and then they were sporadically at the end.
Yeah. Okay.
But back up. We were talking about this before the podcast. Because of my life being hectic right now, it took me 3 sittings to finish this movie. So take that with a grain of salt that it might have just felt that way for me. But I felt like the first songs were way better. And by the end, I'm like, did this really need to be a musical? Did we have to do that?
Yeah, I feel like with it being about zombies and about Christmas and about musicals, it was trying to be too many things at once. For some reason, I looked it up, too, because I was like, is this based off of something? But actually, the guy that wrote it is, really into the zombie stuff. He wrote this whole zombie musical, and then this became, an edition of it, the film adaptation of it. But he actually passed away before they directed it and everything because he died of bone cancer.
Oh, no!
In 2015. And then I was like, maybe that makes sense why it seems so even though it's supposed to be a comedy and a musical and everything, it still seems very bleak. And I know zombie movies, but I don't know. With Christmas, you expect it to sort of work out a little bit more. I don't know. I think also just tying everything in together, it just wasn't all meshing completely.
Yeah, no, I definitely think it was too many things going on. I think zombie musical makes sense. Zombie Christmas makes sense. Christmas musical makes sense. But all 3, it was just going for too much, I feel. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it was fine. It wasn't a bad movie per se. It just I felt like it dragged.
Yeah.
Even though it's only an hour and a half. It's not a very long movie. And you take away the music, it's even shorter plot-wise. Yes. But I don't know, something about it. Like it started off strong. I was like really liking the vibes, and then about halfway when they're in the bowling alley, I'm like, okay.
I will also, I think, blame the streaming platform, though, too, because I watched it on Pluto TV. So then there were commercial breaks, and I felt like that just made it drag even longer. Like towards the end, I don't know, it seemed like it broke it up. Like every 15 minutes, there was like commercial, and I'm like,
that's not, well, unfortunately, that's not the movie's fault.
yeah,
So we kind of have to like
take that out of consideration. But
it's not, yeah, that's not really the movie's fault. But yeah, I don't know. I just felt like there was just too much. They were trying too many things. And I mean, we both saw Wicked recently, and I was literally listening to Defying Gravity the other day, and I'm like, how are we gonna go from that to Anna singing about zombies? Like,
yeah, right.
Tainted.
I didn't think about it. I didn't think about it that way. I was like, ooh, a musical. Like, I didn't think like, ooh, I'm too good for this. Like, I'm gonna be too good for this now that I've listened to Wicked.
She definitely thought that. Stephanie's like, I picked this movie. I'm just gonna hate it. It's not Wicked. Where's Alphaba? Where is she?
Why is no one green?
I mean, there were people that were kind of green, but also bloody.
Yeah, kind of.
So
I think another thing that disappointed me too was like I liked the concept, going in, but all of the kills, it seemed like I could pick out like certain movies where I'm like, well, they did this in this movie, and well, they did this in that movie, and I don't know. I felt like they were a little predictable in certain places.
Okay, I'd be interested to hear. Yeah, it's very, I don't want to say tropey, but the people who die, who you think are going to die, in my opinion, and yeah, they weren't very creative.
Yeah.
Although I will say, the candy cane weapon.
Oh, that was like the long-standing weapon of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Which was fun. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, I mean, hey, she has a signature weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, we see a candy cane, a pointy candy cane, we're just going to associate it with Anna now.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Or when you accidentally, stab the roof of your mouth.
Oh.
Never done that?
With
yeah,
what?
me neither. Me neither.
with what? What are you stabbing it with?
A candy cane. When you suck on it too much.
Oh, gotcha. Wow, you got it to like a fine point.
You've never?
Not to the point where I'm like, oh, scratch my roof of my mouth. Like,
Girl.
Alex has had a rough week. I don't know when this candy cane came and ruined his life, but it
every year.
Oh. Are you ready to get into the plot?
Sure am.
In Little Haven, Scotland, Anna Shepherd is nearing the end of high school and plans to take a year off to travel before heading to university, much to her widowed father Tony's dismay. This is when they start their first opening number. I mean, I guess there is music on the radio, but I would call it more generic Christmas music that no one's particularly singing, at least that we visually see. So then they sing this song Breakaway, and we find out like everyone involved in this school is grappling with their own challenges. Like her friend John, who rode to school with her and told her dad in front of her that she'll be traveling after she leaves school, has a secret crush on Anna. I think she knows and has already like turned him down several times the way that they act.
Yeah, she's like, absolutely not.
No.
Keep moving.
Please stop.
Yeah, it's that typical, he even says it later. He's like, good guy. I'm like, ugh.
No.
Don't. Like, just because you're nice doesn't mean.
And the sad thing is you'd feel bad for him anyway, though. Like, you're like, oh, well, you just keep trying, buddy. And then you're like, no, that's not what you're supposed to do. Like,
I don't know. I was like, come on, man.
He has just like a very innocent baby face. I think that's what helps him. And then their friend Chris is struggling with a film assignment, trying to depict what his life is about or something like deep and emotional. And his teacher is like, what do you think the world needs more of? And he's like, robots? And I'm like, I guess.
Okay, listen. If he's all about robots, that is him.
That's his life. Yeah, that's
Right.
his thing.
Why is this teacher trying to tell him to redo an assignment about him, even though he did that already, but it wasn't to the teacher's standards?
She doesn't like him. She's
She
saying
she don't like him at
she's
all.
saying don't be yourself. We hate that.
When I say make a video about yourself, what I'm actually saying is make a video not like yourself. You suck. Try again.
Try another personality.
Yeah. I mean, I was like, what are you talking about, lady? Like, he did what he wanted to do. I don't understand what the issue is.
Yes. And then there's Steph. She's attempting to get her social justice story approved by the strict vice principal, Mr. Savage. And apparently it's like a big homeless problem that they're having in their area. Otherwise, maybe this movie came out like a few years too late for me, but I'm like, everyone seems nice and they seem to be living in a nice little town. Why does everyone want to leave? But also, I'm not 18 anymore, so I guess I just don't feel that as much.
Right. I mean, okay, the town seems all nice, but what do they got going for it? They got a bowling alley?
That's true. Yeah, maybe it's just small podunk town.
We hit the age now where, like, going somewhere that has nothing is, like, sounds great, but these children still have their whole life ahead of them.
Yes, an adventure awaits. Yes.
And we're like, please, can we please go to this small town where nothing happens?
Right? I'm
and
tired.
not do anything?
I don't want to adventure anymore.
I just want to sleep.
Also, I feel incredibly bad for Steph, and it doesn't even get resolved. Her girlfriend is not speaking to her. Like, we don't know what happened. She invited her for Christmas, but she's not answering the phone. And then her parents left her in Scotland. I guess they had just moved there because she's the only American, and went to Mexico. And then they were like, fuck off. Like, just don't contact us. So, like, we don't know what's going on with her family and her girlfriend relationship, and that no one's supposed to care.
Yeah, her family hates her as much as Chris's teacher hates him.
Yes. And the principal hates her.
And the actress she wasn't actually American, because I feel like her accent slipped a lot.
Really?
Didn't you catch it? Because I was like, is she supposed to be American? Like, I feel like I felt like
her voice stood out a lot more when she sang. I felt like she was like the Pink higher, like the singer Pink. Like, I don't know, like her voice just had that like, I don't know.
It has
I need a human voice. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt like she was trying an American accent, but maybe I just made that up in my head. I'm like, where's she from? Yeah, I'm so confused.
Maybe it wasn't as clear. Then complicating matters is school bully Nick, with whom Anna had a one-night stand. And just, yeah, there's a lot going on. And like I told you before we started recording, I had to watch this a second time as well, because I made the mistake of watching it with Charlie and Matt the first time. And
called out.
Yeah, they were just
Charlie,
not.
Matt.
They weren't into it. They talked a lot in the opening scene, so I was like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know any of their dilemmas. Until about this song, I was like, I think I understand.
Honestly, you could say generic high schooler problem, and you get the gist of it.
Yeah.
Like, we got the love triangle situation going on. Well, not love triangle, but, you know, the guy likes her, she doesn't like him. The one guy
likes the other guy, that's terrible.
Right. And then, yeah, it's, you know, your typical teenage fare.
Yes. And then they go into Hollywood Ending, which is the one sincere bop this song has. Like, this musical has.
I was like, yeah, let's go. This is going to be awesome.
Yes.
Spoilers. It went downhill from there.
Yeah. It's a shame. Like, first 10 minutes of the musical, they're like, this is the best song we got. And I really fell in love with the couple, Chris and Lisa. I knew that they were setting them up to be too perfect, that they like literally have like little heart anime eyes for each other. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, they're dead. Like, they're for sure gonna die. Like,
right. Yeah, I know. It's like,
because everyone else is like, I want to leave. I can't stand everyone here. And they're like, no, what I have here is so great. And it's you. Like, and I'm like, oh, it is them.
How naive. You're going to die right away.
Yeah, no, just get out of here. Yeah. But there, oh well, now we must continue. On the night of the school Christmas show where Chris's girlfriend Lisa is performing, it's that time of year. It's this song she snuck in apparently because they had been doing weeks of rehearsal, and she decides to, make it a classic Santa come and rail me kind of situation.
It's naughty.
It is very naughty.
It's very bad considering these are supposed to be high schoolers again. Mm-hmm. I'm always like, I know they're adults when they filmed it, but they're like depicting teenagers. So I'm like,
yeah,
I don't know if I need shirtless men gyrating behind her as she's singing the song. I'm like,
yeah. Like we know high school students have sex and stuff like that. But it's just like, do we have to though? Like,
right? Yeah. Do we have to like relive that? I don't know.
Also, I found it odd that she was so excited for Chris, her boyfriend, to see it. And I was like, I don't think Charlie would love to come see me perform in front of like a bunch of shirtless men about how like I can't wait for Santa to screw me.
Oh, well, it's just a play. It's not real.
I know, but still, it was just like a weird thing to be excited about. And then he brings his grandmother to watch, and she's just like, good job, honey.
Get it.
She is, of course, the only one into it. Anna and John are working at the bowling alley while Chris and Steph head to a homeless shelter to film Steph's project. During this time, a zombie outbreak begins to unfold. And the next morning, Anna and John head to school completely unaware of the chaos. So they had like this little chat on their way home. Like you can tell that John's like way still into Anna, and Anna's just like, down about traveling and disappointing her dad. And he was like, just... you'll do everything in your own time. So they're like both like walking away from the situation for some reason, feeling like positive, like things are going to go their way.
Yeah.
Anna for traveling, John with, I guess, getting with Anna. like now he thinks like a 5-year plan down the road will work maybe.
Yeah. Honestly, just break it up into 5-year chunks. And then eventually you're going to get it. You just got to keep persisting,
Mm-hmm.
Just constantly ask her, annoy her till she breaks down, and she has no other option but to say yes.
Yeah, of course. That's how you get them.
That's the 5-year plan.
Where's Nick right now?
In the other room.
Tied up. Because he was saying the 5-year plan.
You're not supposed to say that out loud. Oh, I wanted to say, when Anna's walking out and she's oblivious to everything, it was just like that movie.
Shaun of the
Dead. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was like, oh, wow. That's, is that an homage at that point? Or blatantly copying? I don't know.
It's too many. I think it's too many times where you're like, she like bumps into someone that's a zombie on the way out of school, then she completely walks down the street completely oblivious to a bunch of people being attacked by zombies. And, it's exactly the same.
I must say it was a little nod. It was like,
yeah,
they knew what they were doing. Let's be honest.
Let's let them have that.
Yeah, I'll give them something here.
And they sing the song, like, Turning My Life Around, which is cute, but not very memorable. I just know that they said miles away, over and over again. And,
miles away. That's the song.
They encounter a zombie disguised as a snowman, which Anna beheads with a seesaw. They see this person dressed as a snowman. He comes up to them and kind of like falls down. They don't see his face. Then they turn him over and it's a zombie. And weirdly enough, when she ends up decapitating him with the seesaw, he's still alive. Like, he's just like, rah, rah, rah.
Yeah, so his head was knocked off, but the brain wasn't destroyed. So.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's that.
Yeah. So this is when the zombie outbreak starts happening. I will say I was still on board with this movie at this point. I was still like, okay. I kind of like the vibes. Anna is just completely in denial. She's like, no, that's not a zombie. Zombies don't exist.
Yeah.
And he's like, what is that?
Literally talking still. Like,
and she's like, no, the zombies don't exist.
No, that was just a fluke.
Miss Thing, yes, they do. What is that? What dost thou call that?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a fucking zombie.
Yeah. No, they don't exist. At school, several adults, including Chris's grandmother, Mr. Savage, Tony, and Lisa, are taking shelter. A heated argument ensues between Tony and Mr. Savage about whether to rescue survivors outside or lock the doors for safety, with Mr. Savage gaining the upper hand through a military announcement. So Mr. Savage kind of sucks. Like, everything he does, I'm just like, wow, you don't care about anybody. Like,
Yeah.
why are you a principal?
Yeah, so here's the thing. He is purposefully meant to be like really bad, but to the point where he like kind of ruins the movie for me. Like, I understand like making a villain.
He's like cartoon villain bad. Like no one reasonable would make any of these decisions. Like,
no, and I mean it's a musical, so like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just dislike this character immensely. Like, not just because he was bad, just like everything about him.
Yeah.
Just like, I'm like, go away. You are so frustrating and annoying to me.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's a choice. I'm hoping so, because I hope no one really sings like that. But like, he sings very like in his nose, like nasally, like I'm a bad guy, kind of like, and he sings a couple of times and has his own song towards the end, and I'm like, I hate it. Please make it stop.
Yeah.
Please make it stop. And it's not like creepy. It's just like
bad.
Not good to listen to.
Right.
Realizing it's too risky to return home or head to the school, Anna and John decide to seek refuge at the bowling alley, where they reunite with Steph and Chris. Steph learns that an army evacuation is planned at the school, prompting the group to walk it out.
Walk it out. No, walk it out.
Steph learns that an army evacuation is planned at the school, prompting the group to wait it out. However, when Steph kills a zombified janitor, it attracts a horde of undead bowlers, forcing the group to fight their way out.
I will say this scene was pretty fun. The song when they're in the alley killing everybody. I liked that one. That was fun.
With the bully?
No.
No?
No, there was a scene. It was this scene right now when the four of them are fighting zombies in the bowling alley. And they use the one head as like it goes through the ball return.
Was there a particular song though? Because I have them labeled throughout here, and I don't remember a particular.
Yeah. It was before the bully when they're outside.
Okay, interesting. I don't remember this song, but
it's okay. Yeah, because they accidentally turn on the DJ thing, and it's playing the music, and they're singing over the track that's playing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe that's why it's not listed as like a song for the musical.
I don't know. They're definitely singing the whole time. So.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah,
somebody blocked it out. She's like,
can't remember it all.
No, ma'am.
No, but it is an intense fight. And John, when they were in the bowling alley last night, they were throwing shoes into the shoe return, and they hit like a woman that was cleaning, and they found her in the bathroom like zombified. So I'm like, does concussions make dead people make zombies? Like, I was confused.
I don't think that was related, because basically if that was related, they would have hit her with the shoe, left her overnight, and then just like let her die.
Yeah,
that's not. I don't think that's.
I hope not.
So they're just like, she's fine. She'll sleep it off.
Because we don't really see, like, they just like kind of, we see them freak out and then they're walking home, and we don't see exactly how bad it was. So I hope like her head wasn't bleeding and they were just like, good night. Like,
that's what it sounds like, but I don't think so.
Yeah. So then they're forced to kind of, I guess, like reboard themselves up into the bowling alley once they kind of like fight everybody out. Like, there was like some bachelor party that was in there that they ended up killing off. That was part of the zombie horde. And they end up sleeping in this little ball pit in like one of those little kiddie pools for the whole night. Mm-hmm. And they're all sad because they have their phones and stuff, but they can't like contact their families because there's no signal and stuff, which was very COVID. Like, I feel like just like the whole song was very COVID coded.
You think so?
Yeah.
I mean, this was before that happened. So.
Yeah, no, I know. It just feels very like looking into the future for them, I'm sure. But
yeah, none of our phones worked during COVID. I couldn't talk to anybody. Not one time.
Well, we did, but like we didn't have face-to-face interaction. That's the whole thing. Like they want to talk in the old-fashioned way.
On the phone.
No, face-to-face. as well.
I know, but it's just funny that this song kicks off when they realize their phones aren't working. So I'm like, okay, I'm getting mixed signals
that's
here.
why it feels confusing, like COVID coded. Like someone was like, by the way, COVID's going to happen in 2 years. This will be relevant. Like, let's put it in there. And then I'm like, but they are able to talk to the people that they're with. And
right. So I'm like, what do you talk about?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
The following morning, the group wakes up to find that the army has also become zombified and no evacuation is forthcoming. Undeterred, they set out for the school to check on their loved ones. Nick, reveling in the chaos, and his friends come to their aid against a zombie horde and join them on their journey. So they decide that the best way to leave the bowling alley is to put the plastic kiddie pool over their heads. And I was like, I mean, it's better than what I thought, because I was like, oh, they're all going to pretend to be zombies to get out, because that's what they do in every zombie movie.
Yeah.
And this was at least unique, but I was like, it is not a good one. Like, not a good unique. No one can see anything.
But it was working.
It was for
initially.
a little while.
Right,
Until
so-
someone sat on Pete on her. Like, it's awful.
I mean, getting pissed on, it happens. Zombies or otherwise.
Never had that happen.
Never got stabbed with a candy cane, never been pissed on. I mean, really, stuff. You're just sheltered, I guess.
A charmed life, yes. Nick sings this song, Soldier at War, which isn't a bad one. I think it just goes a little too long. Like, they're just kicking ass, and they're like, soldier at war, I will fight for you.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you how it went.
Yeah,
but
it goes like one chorus too long.
Yeah, overstayed its welcome.
But I did find it funny that one of his friends was attacking zombies with like little baby watermelons. They were like those little tiny ones, like the mini ones. Like they're a little bit bigger than a grapefruit.
Yeah.
I'm like, how are you killing people with watermelon? And he made it out of it. I was like...
I mean, have you ever tried to bash someone's skull with 2 watermelons?
I mean, no, but I figured, skull harder than watermelon, but apparently not.
I mean, no. In actuality, it would not be enough, but
yes. Just thought it was funny. Despite the turmoil, Anna reassures John that she still intends to travel, acknowledging his feelings for her while indicating she doesn't feel the same way. Again.
In case you were wondering.
By the way, we are friends. Friend zone. Like
FRIENDS. No boy or girl involved.
No
in
touchy
that word.
touchy, no kissy kissy.
Nothing. Unless there's like a friend in a friendly way, but
Yes.
otherwise.
Well, I think he's gonna have to take it down a notch before they can get back to that.
Yeah, seriously.
So Nick decides that it would be easier and that they might get there by dark if they cut through this little Christmas tree warehouse, or, it's just like a bunch of trees and it's kind of warehousey kind of Christmas tree thing. Not really sure what exactly it is, but they decide that's faster than going around to get to the school. Even though it's dark and obviously it's like want to lose half the group.
Yeah, let's go through
Like
an
immediately?
area. Yeah, that has a lot of cover and coverage for zombies to hide in.
Yes.
Should be fine.
Yeah, they get ambushed by zombies, of course, resulting in Nick's friends being killed. And I think he had like 3 friends with him, so pretty drastic low numbers all of a sudden. John, Steph, and Anna barely get out. And right as soon as they, get out the door, John's like, ha ha ha, I remember all of Santa's reindeer. And that was like a joke that they were talking about, like that she couldn't remember all of them. And he throws his arm out like, ta-da! And a zombie comes and like, nyeh, bites his hand, like the stupidest place to get bitten by a zombie.
I know. He's like, I did. Ah! Like, why?
And I was like, you lose that hand now, like, right? Like, that's what you do, Walking Dead. Like,
nah, they just accept their fate and lay down.
Yeah,
They're just
they're
like, there's nothing we could possibly do.
So, he decides to sacrifice himself. He manages to get Anna to safety by kind of like shielding her and like pushing her through the horde, and then just kind of like lets them take him. And one thing that bothers me is we see him as a zombie later, but he just got eaten by a horde. So I'm like, how is there any left of him to be a zombie?
There was like end credit stuff, right? When we see
I guess, but still, like, I'm like,
him. I'm giving this movie too many passes.
You're being very nice for the holidays.
Yeah, I give, right? I give. I give this movie everything.
You are a giver. When they finally reach the school, they discover that Savage has let the zombies in as a desperate control tactic. And he sings this terrible song, Nothing's Gonna Stop Me Now, and it's annoying. And
it's absolute trash.
Yeah, absolute trash. And I was like, so you're just gonna let them kill you? Like, just because no one was listening to you? Like, I don't know. It's very odd. Like we talked about, like, he's obviously just being the villain to be the villain.
Mm-hmm.
And then Anna and Nick split off to search for Tony, her father, while Steph and Chris look for their families and Steph's car keys because they're going to use her car to get away. And the principal took her car keys in the very beginning. I guess she's not supposed to park on school property.
Wait a minute. Where am I supposed to park? I'm at school currently.
Can you not park here? I know you go here, but can you not park here?
Am I in the Twilight Zone? Like, where are we supposed to go? I don't understand.
Park at the gas station. What?
Okay, sure.
And then a zombie attack separates Nick and Anna. We also get a little backstory on Nick to make him a little bit more sympathetic. He had to kill his father when he got bitten. I'm guessing like earlier that day, he gave him a bat and told him to kill him with it. And I'm like, And he's like, they're regretting not having guns right now, I guess.
Right. And then doesn't he say, oh yeah, his father's like, kill me, don't let me down.
Yeah.
Again, or something like that. Yeah. He's like, don't let me down again.
Oh,
like,
shoot.
I would have left him and be like, well,
how about you do it?
Bye. Have fun dying.
Yes.
I'm going to let you down one more time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And Chris finds Lisa, but learns his grandmother has already died from a heart attack. This poor woman, she has been laying down asleep more than she's been awake in this movie. So we were like, yeah, grandma not going to make it.
I mean, laying down and sleeping for the majority of this actually sounds kind of nice.
Yeah, honestly.
I mean, I'll sleep through the apocalypse before having to do anything.
Right. Just tell me when it's over.
Yeah. Wake me up.
Yeah. Put like a lot of bells or something outside your door so you'll hear if they come in, and then otherwise just let it happen.
Right. She had the right idea.
Yes. Steph, Chris, and Lisa try to retrieve Steph's car keys from Savage's office, but during their escape, Chris and Lisa are bitten. I was like, how dare you do this to them? These wholesome people.
They were the best characters.
Yes, they were so sweet and in love. Let them be in love.
They're like the oblivious, I refuse to call them dumb. They're like the oblivious characters who just kind of are good vibes.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, they didn't have to die.
Right.
At least they died in each other's arms.
Yeah, that was nice, I guess. But also...
You're like, that was nice, I guess.
But then, like, we're left with, I guess, only Steph to root for, like, because I don't find Anna particularly likable, and Nick is Nick. Like, who else? Who else do we got? Like,
I know that it was like one of those situations where the main character is like the least interesting one.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I know Chris and Lisa are being set up from the very beginning to not make it because they're too cute and in love. But I was like, I was hoping somehow we'd work this out.
Right. But no.
Nah.
It didn't happen.
So yeah, Steph has to leave them. They're just, accepting it. They're just kind of like waiting for it to happen. I guess it happens very quickly. So Anna confronts Savage in the auditorium where he is using Tony as bait for the zombies. And Anna puts on this little performance while she, kicks some ass for zombies that patiently wait one by one to come and approach her so she can kick their ass. And she sings a song, Give Them a Show. And after freeing her father, a struggle ensues between Savage and him, resulting in Savage being overwhelmed by zombies. His tactic was, I hate you for saving your dad. I'm gonna break this bottle and attack him. So they're like fighting, and they lean each other over the stage where all the zombies are waiting. And the dad unfortunately does get bit, but eventually, the zombies overtake Savage and kind of just pull him into the horde. I'm like, well,
bye. Good
riddance. Like,
yeah, seriously. Why couldn't he have died sooner? Like 2 days ago.
Right. So Tony can't go because he's been bitten now, and just, tells Anna that her dead mom would be so proud of her. Good luck with all that traveling and stuff. Merry Christmas. Bye.
Peace.
Yeah, basically. And Nick
Dad.
arrives to help her escape the school. And then they sing one last song, I Will Believe, surrounded again outside. And they prepare for this final stand. They seem like they're resolved and not going to make it. And I was like, I feel like you've been in tighter situations with hordes and made it out okay comparatively to what's going on outside. They're all a lot farther away.
Right, and they're outside, so there's more places to go.
Right.
And not trapped inside, so...
Yeah, and they're just like back to back, like, yep, this is it. This is the one that takes us. I'm like, only if you let it. Like,
they're probably just tired.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you know what? I would have given up sooner, to be honest. So
everyone needs a snack and a nap. So
they were not able to have a snack or nap in the last 48 hours.
That is true. I guess so. And then after everyone dies in front of you, you're kind of like, well, I guess this is inevitable.
Yeah.
But Steph does manage to rescue them. She pulls up in her car, and ultimately, her and Anna and Nick get away, leaving Little Haven in search of safety and a new beginning. And they don't even say where they're going. I'm like, okay, bye, y'all. Like,
they're gonna go to Australia, which is where she wanted to go in the beginning of the movie.
I guess.
They're just gonna swim. It's fine.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, just a little, not as, I don't know, just not a good ending for me. And I feel like other movies do it better. Like Shaun of the Dead, like his friend does become a zombie, but they make it funny in the end, like where it's okay, in a way where you can accept it. Like,
it's okay that he's dead and chained up in the garage or wherever he was.
But they are working on like a cure at the end, and like reintegrating zombies as like labor workers and stuff like that. So they turn it around to make it funny.
Stephanie, no, they're gonna pay these zombies nothing. We're gonna lose jobs for the people.
No, not again.
Bad ending.
I just thought that this ending seemed a little bleak. I don't know, just I wasn't rooting for really anyone in particular, and they didn't want us to care enough about Steph, I feel like. So
you don't think so? I feel like they invested a lot of time in her.
But then why do they bother to not tell us what happened to her family and her girlfriend? Like, are we just supposed to assume that she's accepted that they're dead? Because we assume this is happening everywhere.
No, I don't know. I don't think that she just was like, well, they died. Did she say that? I don't remember if she said that or not.
Her and John talk for a second, and because, like, everyone wants to get back to their families, but she doesn't have anyone to get back to, at least in town. So he says something like, I know you think your parents and your girlfriend are dead, or something like that. And I don't feel like she ever actually said it. I think he just said it to her. And I don't know. I didn't get much confirmation to work that out, I feel like.
Okay. I don't know. I'm fine with the ending. I mean, they probably don't know where they're going to go. They probably just had to leave the town.
Yeah. Oh, and then there is like the little Santa jump scare at the end to remind you that it's still Christmas.
When I tell you I was so pissed off by that, I was mad because it made me jump. I was not expecting that.
No.
Which I guess is a good segue to get into our scary scenes, unless you had anything else to talk about.
No, I was just disappointed. I just felt like it wasn't a good resolution, but maybe it was just because of the people we were left with. Like I said, I wanted to root for Steph. I just didn't know what was going on with her relationships and stuff like that. So
that's fair. I can see it. Meh. Yeah, it wasn't great.
Yeah.
But all right, did you talk about our scary scenes and overall rating?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so what did you have as some of the scariest moments of Anna and the Apocalypse?
So I didn't find anything like too particularly scary. I didn't have like a jump scare moment. I just have these as disappointments.
Okay, let's instead of the 13 degrees of screams, it is the
13
13 degrees
disappointments.
of disappointments. 13. No. I get my first 13.
Yeah, there you go. So disappointed.
So sad.
Yeah, so John gets bitten for being a simp. So like literally, like I know we talk about this character, like he shouldn't be constantly going after his friend, especially if she's told him no multiple times. But he is also much more likable than the alternative. So, which is Nick. And I don't know, he seems like he also genuinely still wants to be her friend either way. So I feel like he just gets killed even though he's like a main character just because, you know, it's a little inconvenient to have him around if we want her to get with Nick in the end.
Someone's got to die, right? I mean, it got to kill off some of the main characters, especially in a zombie movie.
I guess so, but
yeah.
I mean, they kept Steph alive, and she was like, she got the main character kind of songs and stuff too. So
yeah, they said this was an ensemble cast. However, the movie's literally called Anna and the Apocalypse, so like I think we're meant to be really focusing on Anna.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I don't really care who died. Outside of what, Chris and Lisa?
Lisa, yeah, that was my other disappointment. But I already mentioned that in the plot. Like, just so disappointed that they were the two people happy with life, so of course they have to suffer.
Right, they have to die. Yeah, no, I mean, and you also said how just like none of the kills were like that great. Like a lot of the times they just accidentally got bit.
Yeah.
Like when John threw out his arm, he just happened to get bit.
No, yeah, it's not really like protecting anybody. Honestly, Chris and Lisa, I guess, had a better fight kind of situation because they were fighting for each other. So that was nice in that sense. But then also like, oh,
yeah,
now you're dead. Like,
now you're dead. Rip.
Yeah.
So yeah, my scariest scene was the jump scare at the end. It's not really a scene, but why? Why? Come on.
Yeah, we didn't really have any jump scares until that moment, so.
No, and unless you count a zombie coming out of nowhere, which again wasn't like a typical jump scare, I guess. They just kind of stumbled in like, "I bite you now."
Yeah,
like,
I don't feel like any of them came at them very quick or like no one ever like opened a door and then a zombie was there kind of thing. I guess the one time was with the bowling alley, but everyone like stays facing away long enough so it's so like, oh, they're a zombie.
Yeah, there was this one point, speaking of Steph, she's just like doing something and you just hear these gurgling, gross, squenchy noises, and she's just like, and then after I swear what felt like a minute, she turns around like, oh, a zombie, how did that get there? I was like, girl, I heard that from 3 doors down. What do we do?
It's called preservation. We'll work on it.
Yeah, try your best, Miss Thing. No.
Yeah.
But yeah, this movie was not very scary. So, which leads me to my question. What did you rate it overall?
I gave it a 3.
3. Stephanie said, forget the family fun time category. We're going straight to 3.
I mean, like if like teenagers and preteens could watch this, there's nothing like too bad happening. There are like swear words, but it's nothing that they're not hearing like on the bus. So
yeah, it's gore. It's, you know what though? I was reading up and like it's very gory. It's not that gory.
No,
like it wasn't for a zombie movie.
Have we been ruined again? Like how?
I mean, look. I've seen a fair amount of gore in my life, and this was not even close. So,
I feel like Shaun of the Dead had a lot more gore.
Yeah.
Comparatively.
I don't really recall much. I mean, there was like, decapitations and bites and blah, 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 but there was nothing too crazy.
Well, and then everybody that they, any friend or associate or whatever that got bit, they like were so quick to get away from them before they turn. Like no one ever like stopped to be like, let's look at the bite and like let's try to figure this out. They're just like, okay, bye. Like,
I die now.
Yeah. So like they basically like, oh fuck, you're bitten. Well, we gotta go.
They're like, oh, you're bit. That really sucks.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry about that. But we gotta go to school. We gotta go to school.
Yeah.
So later.
Kind of like when you're trying to uninvite someone, or your mom says someone can't come. Like you're like, oh no, like
oh no,
everyone's just not going. Everyone's just gonna go home after this. Like,
oh darn. Yeah, very much the vibe. They just got bit and they were good. They were good to die.
Yeah. No. So yeah, we don't really focus on any of like the bloodiness. Was there like a vomit? I don't think there was. There a vomit scene? I felt like there was a vomit.
I think Steph, she like killed a zombie and puked, but they didn't even like show it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So
not even that gross.
Okay. Yeah.
But
that was the only other thing I could think of. I was like, that could be gross. But.
Yeah. I too will give this a 3. I guessed it would be a little scarier. Like I think I guessed it as a 5. I'm like, I gotta give it something. Mm-hmm. I'm like, it's Christmas musical. It's really gonna like probably bring down the scariness. And even without the music and the Christmas aspect, it would probably still be a 3 because not
just very uneventful.
Yeah.
Like the best way I can compare it is like the Tuesday of an apocalypse. Like I don't know, like just like a very like kind of weak.
Yeah.
In the apocalypse, you know, like it's not like obviously for them it's important because they're losing people they like and everything, but watching it's like,
do they like these people though?
I guess
are we
not.
Sure they like each other? I don't know. It's not clear.
Yeah. But also I feel like trying to give it a little bit more credit where credit's due with the writer having bone cancer and stuff like that. I feel like we're also supposed to take into consideration like the whole theme of no one gets like a happily ever after kind of situation. And I just feel like that's just a weird theme to enmesh with everything going on here, with Christmas, with zombies, with with the musical. And like while I say it's like the best song, it's also like, oh, like, but also, by the way, no one's gonna be happy like with anything ever again.
I mean, okay, so audience probably doesn't know my feelings on Christmas. Not my favorite, not my happiest time of year. So I completely understand. I'm like, you're right.
Fair.
Christmas sucks. Everything sucks. This time of year sucks. So I'm on it.
But I will say, even with it being like a musical and about zombies and with Christmas, it's more or less just Christmas happens to be happening. Not like there's none of the songs are Christmassy aside from like the one that Lisa performs at the show and like music that we hear in the background that they're listening on the radio. But it's not like they're all like dreaming of Santa and then zombies. Like
it's just a coincidence. It's happening in the wintertime. It doesn't really factor. Mm-hmm. And although, I mean, to be honest, if zombie apocalypse was happening to me during the winter, the last thing would be like, oh, wait, I got to get in my Christmas cheer before this happens.
I guess that's true.
So
I just feel like there's like ways that they could have like brought more of that element in if they really wanted to make it a theme or something like that. Like when they're stuck in the bowling alley, they could have had like, you know, like made presents for each other or something like that. Like, cause they're lonely or, you know, there's ways.
Yeah, no, I definitely see what you're getting at there. I agree.
Yeah.
I think that's a good little change.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. If you enjoy the show and listen on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, giving us a 5-star rating is super helpful. We'll always appreciate that. If you are watching the YouTube version, you can like and comment on this video and let us know what you would like us to cover next.
And you can find us on social media using 13 Degrees of Screams.
This has been 13 Degrees of Screams, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.